Violent crime continues to plague certain cities across the U.S., despite a national downward trend. Today, we reveal the metropolitan areas that are struggling the most with serious offenses like murder, assault, and robbery. These rankings are based on the number of violent crimes per 100,000 residents, highlighting the cities facing the greatest challenges in keeping their communities safe. Starting off in Indianapolis, the home of the iconic Indy 500 motor race. Beyond the racetrack, the city has its share of museums and green spaces. Unfortunately, it also has a high rate of violent crime, 1,333.96 incidents per 100,000 people in 2019. On the brighter side, initiatives like the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force are aiming to bring down these numbers, and there's hope that things will improve. Next up, we head to Albuquerque, the most populous city in New Mexico. With its rich history and lush green spaces, it's a beautiful place, but the violent crime rate is 1,369.14 felonies per 100,000 people. This has been climbing in recent years, with homicides up nearly 19%. The city is taking action, using tech like live mapping and gunshot recognition to combat crime in real time. Now let's talk about Stockton, California, a smaller port city with around 320,000 people. Its crime rate of 1,414.56 violent crimes per 100,000 people puts it near the top of our list. Economic challenges, including bankruptcy in 2012, have contributed to the high crime rate. In response, the city has introduced extra taxes to fund policing and anti-gang programs, working toward a safer Stockton. Cleveland sits on the shores of Lake Erie and is known for its improving healthcare and world-class hospital. But the city also deals with a violent crime rate of 1,556.76 per 100,000 people. Recent years saw a drop in crime rates, but 2020 and 2021 brought a spike attributed to poverty and the pandemic's impact on the local police force. Let's head north to Milwaukee, famous for its diverse population and love for beer and cheese, but it's also dealing with a sustained population decline and a violent crime rate of 1,597.36 per 100,000 people. While this presents challenges, new investments and urban development projects could breathe new life into the city. Now let's touch down in Kansas City, known for its barbecue and jazz music. The city is also seeing a rise in crime rates, 1,724.31 violent felonies per 100,000 people in 2019. Homicide rates are a big concern here. In response, the Kansas City Police Department is working closely with community organizations to combat crime and poverty while addressing mental health issues. From Kansas City, we move to Memphis, Tennessee, the birthplace of blues music and rock and roll. The city has a troubling reputation for violent crime, with nearly 400 homicides recorded in 2023. The poverty levels here are high, and police funding has faced cuts. However, federal funding and a program known as the Violent Crime Initiative could help make the city safer. Now let's check out Baltimore, Maryland. This important port city is the economic center of the state, thanks to its bustling port on the Patapsco River. However, Baltimore struggles with a violent crime rate of 2,027.01 per 100,000 people. But there's some good news. New strategies like treating violent crime as a public health issue are helping bring those rates down. Our next stop is Detroit, once a thriving industrial town known for its automotive industry and Motown records. Economic decline in the 70s and 80s hit Detroit hard, leading to a violent crime rate of 2,056.67 violent felonies per 100,000 people in 2019. Thankfully, the city is on the mend, with falling crime rates and increasing employment. Finally, we're in St. Louis, topping our list with 2,082.29 violent crimes per 100,000 people in 2019. High poverty levels and racial segregation contribute to these concerning figures. The homicide rate is high, with 194 recorded in 2019, and it got worse in 2020. Still, there's hope. Recent data suggest violent crime is decreasing, thanks to the use of new camera technologies like flock cameras. which can identify license plates and alert law enforcement instantly. These cities face significant challenges, but they are actively seeking solutions. Investment in technology, community initiatives, and collaboration with law enforcement offer a glimmer of hope. Let's stay optimistic that these efforts will help make these urban areas safer and improve the quality of life for their residents. That wraps up our journey through the most dangerous cities in the United States. While these cities face unique challenges with crime, there is hope on the horizon. With the implementation of innovative technology, investment in community programs, and collaborative efforts between law enforcement and residents, these cities are working towards safer and more vibrant futures. As always, we'll continue to monitor these trends and bring you the latest updates from the platform of the States Untold. Thank you for joining us today. Stay safe and take care.